So I guess the next question people are thinking, Dean, is okay, how do I get myself out of that mindset that maybe is failing me and make myself more resourceful?
Yeah, no, the obvious and great question. And I don't want to listen, everybody listening right now, you might think, oh, Dean, you're doing well now. That's easy for you to do. But just please know, wherever you are, whether you're doing amazing and you're ready to scale, whether COVID and all this craziness has shifted and transitioned your life, or you're having a really tough time and your back's against the wall, I want you to know I can speak from a place that I've been in all of them. I lived in a bathroom with my dad as a kid because we didn't have heat in the rest of the house, just a little plug-in heater. I lived in a trailer park with my mom until we got evicted because she couldn't afford it. So I've been at that place. And I've also been at the place of envy where I saw that my friends going to college and I couldn't afford it, didn't think I was smart enough. Like, wow, they're going to have a great life and I'm not. I'm going to be stuck here working on cars, smelling paint fumes every day. But then I also found a way to shift my beliefs. And I'll tell you how I did it in a moment here, to where I knew there was more for me, where I knew I had more potential, that I was judging myself and other people were judging me with an outdated scorecard. I had dyslexia. I wasn't that book smart. But man, I could watch somebody do something and do it. I could fail fast, get back up, shake it off and keep going. I could find a way to be confident when other people were scared. And that's all I needed. Like those little things with a shift in a mindset allowed me to get those first sales and get to 100 grand a year, 100 grand a quarter, 100 grand a week, 100 grand a day, 100 grand before lunch. Like I've been through all those phases. So no, as I say this, I'm not sitting up on the golden hill going, you guys with that bad mindset, you should come up here. It's wonderful and beautiful. I've been in the trenches and know that I could go all over the place, but know that I used to think the little things were important, but the little things are everything. And if you want to consider mindset a little thing, then know it's deeper than you think. So here's what I want to share. If even my dad's Italian, he's 84 years old. When I first started teaching my dad about my mindset shift, he's like, you're going to go jump up and down and listen to that foo-foo stuff. Get to work harder. Well, my dad worked his tail off his entire life. He never made more than 30 grand a year until I retired him when I was 30. And I've been sending him a check every week since then, right? Hard work didn't change his life. Not adapting a new mindset didn't change his life. So here's the thing. If you're happy where you are, then congratulations. It's so good to have you here. But if you're someone who wants to move away from something that's not perfect, or you want to move towards something that's better, know that your beliefs, your best thinking got you to this point. And the only thing that takes you to the next point, the next level of your business, starting the business, scaling the business, intimate relationship, passion, in shape, is new beliefs. It's like the beliefs that got you out of Egypt are not the beliefs that'll take you to the promised land. So what do you have to do? You just have to check them. You have to say, I could go to 3 million a year. I could go to 30 million a year. I could go to 50 million a year, but, and usually what follows that but is your current belief system. And you just got to find a way to shift it. And now that's kind of tactical, not really, it's more strategic, but question all beliefs. Every time you see something, you go to have a thought, say, I've literally been practicing this for 2 decades, Brian. I feel a certain way. I'm like, it's just a way I think. I'm like, what belief is making me feel stressed right now? What belief is making me happy? What belief makes me think I can do this? What belief thinks I'm an imposter right now? This is too big for me. I can't handle it. And I'm always checking those beliefs. But here's one thing I do know is if you always question your beliefs, you'll realize that there's ones that empower you and ones that take away your power. And not to be simple and show my depth of wisdom, but have less of the beliefs that cripple you and more of the beliefs that empower you. And I also look at this, the last thing, I know I'm going on a little rant here, but I always look as, especially being 50, I'm past the halfway point at 51. So that's a little weird thought process when you're past halfway, right? But I always think at the end of my life, at 100 years old, imagine looking back and say, I could have done more. Imagine meeting your maker, whatever your beliefs are. You're sitting with your maker and your maker says, how was your 100 years? Imagine if you said, life was good. My relationship was good. The thing I did for a living, it really didn't impact people. It didn't really light my heart up, but it was good. Like if you stayed in your old position, you would have made great money, but would you have been in the place you are now where you're serving people and loving what you do? We talked about that a little before, right? Just think at the end of your life, if you're saying life was pretty good. I was going to go for that, my own business, or I was going to scale my business, but I didn't think it was the right time. My wife or my husband really didn't support me. My friends thought I was crazy. I lived in this place in London, or I lived in this place in the States, or, if imagine all those excuses. Could you imagine your maker just like holding his head going, oh my God, I make you human. I put you on earth. I give you endless capabilities. The only thing that stopped you is that you believed a situation was reality when it was nothing more than your perception of a circumstance. The only reality we all have, not to get like all foo-foo, the only reality we have is the perception of situations. If we're both together, I might see opportunity. I might see a new beginning and you might see a new end, right? It's like the book, Who Moved My Cheese? When someone moves the cheese, someone sits there and goes, I want my life to go back to the way it was before COVID. I'm waiting right here till somebody fixes it. And someone else says, screw that, excuse my language, I'm going to find a new life I'm going to fight for. Same circumstance, just a different belief and different actions.